Hello there. I'm Larry Pond. I'm a CPA and certified financial planner in Redwood Shores, California. And also, I am the chair of the Financial Literacy Committee for the California Society of CPAs. And today we have a very special guest. We have Mac Gardner, and he's going to tell you all about himself, what he's doing, and why he's doing it. Hello, Mac. How are you?
Larry, thank you so much for having me. Pleasure to get this East Coast West Coast connection here. I'm hanging out in sunny Tampa, Florida, and I believe you're out there in California. Yes.
Yes.
Wonderful, wonderful. So thanks for having me. Yes, everyone. My name is Mac Gardner. I'm a certified financial planner, a industry, I guess, veteran. When you've been around the business for 20 plus years, I guess you can take on that badge. But I'm also the author of two books. The first one is a book for adults called Motivate Your Money. And the second book is actually a children's book titled The Four Money Bears. And I'm also the founder and chief education officer for FinLit Tech.
Well, great. Let's talk about the Four Money Bears book. Tell us about it and introduce us to the bears.
So yeah, so my first book, just to give a little background, Larry, my first book was titled Motivate Your Money. I wrote that book. I have my wealth management practice in Houston, and I wrote that book for adults. It was just very eye-opening to me that, I was working with people that had substantial wealth, but they just didn't have a lot of the basics of financial planning, the difference between a term and a permanent insurance policy, the difference between an IRA and a brokerage account. And so I wrote that to help simplify this complex space that we're in, share my Mac nuggets, as I like to call them. And so one of my clients came to me and said, Mac, look, love your first book. Would you be open to writing a book for kids? And we both had young children at the time. And in my first book, I talk about the 5 steps to financial success. You have to plan accordingly, spend cautiously, save diligently, invest wisely, and give generously. Because there's really only 4 things you can do with money, right? Spend it, save it, invest it, or give it away. And so we created the Four Money Bears as a tool or resource for parents with young kids to start the conversation about money. So that's the story of the Four Money Bears book and why I wrote it and who we wrote it to serve.
Right. Now, what's a good age to introduce these concepts to children? I mean, kindergarten, preschool?
So it's interesting, Larry. We've been in this business and we really work to help educate children of all ages. When we started down this process of the Four Money Bears book, we started doing some research and due diligence. There's actually a Cambridge study that came out a few years back, and it shows us that a child's connectivity with money actually starts as early as age 7, right? It can even be as early as age 5 situation. So that is why we decided to write the book to target that demographic, kindergarten, elementary school, because kids understand the difference. They understand spending, they understand saving. They actually can understand the concept of investing if you explain it to them properly. And of course, that fourth function of money is giving. So by age 7, you can sit down with that kiddo of yours and start having that conversation about money.
Well, that's great. That's great. And I like to think of our jobs are very similar to what our doctor clients do, right? And the most important part of that is that we have to be part of the team. The doctor can't do everything for you. You got to do certain things to maintain your health. Same thing with financial wellness, right?
Yeah, for sure. And one of the things that we try to help folks understand when it comes to this concept of financial wellness, right, is we believe is actually a formula to it, right? So that formula is financial education. So you've got to have that education. It's very, very important. And there's tons of that out there. But if you have financial education on its own, right, it's hard to get to that financial wellness piece. The second component that we believe is very necessary and important and critical is financial capability, or the tools, right? So education, financial literacy, plus the financial technology or tools, that's what's going to get us to financial wellness as a society. And so that's really what we're doing at Finlet Tech, and we'll talk a little bit about that later, but it's actually building that bridge between financial literacy and financial technology, and really helping people by leveraging tech and leveraging fintech to
Right.
get more education out.
And speaking of fintech, you are expanding not just your book, but you're going to have an app that is like a companion to the book and a learning tool, right?
Yeah. So we're so blessed, Larry. When I tell you this book that I wrote 5-6 years ago as a passion project, as a favor for a friend, we feel blessed. The Four Money Bears book is actually purchased across the world. So Germany, France, Italy, Spain, the UK, Canada, folks around the world are buying the book to show that financial literacy isn't just a US issue. It's a global concern. But one of the common responses that we get from folks who have read the book is, Mac, I love the book. This is great. Is there an app? is there some sort of digital platform? Because kids nowadays are learning digitally, right? They have iPads at school, they have laptops at school, they have their phones. And so that's what we are working on right now. In fact, we're going to be launching the Four Money Bears Berryville. It is the first of its kind children's financial literacy app. And what it does, Larry, interesting, you'll appreciate this. You've got the CPA, CFP, you've got both sides of the fence, but what the app is going to allow kids to do is learn both sides of the personal finance fence. And what we mean by that is they're going to learn entrepreneurialism, right? So in Berryville, you actually take over a family farm. Your family's farm is in disarray. You've got to take over the farm, and you've got a farmer's market. And so the user of the game, the player of the game, is going to learn that side. But then the other side of that coin is that once you get the money in, we're going to have quizzes and quests and all these different unique things to help teach that child or that user about those four functions of money, which is spending, saving, investing, and giving. So we're really excited to bring that to folks out there and bring a tool to parents with young kids to really start that conversation.
Well, that's great. And then each bear represents every aspect of money, right? So you have different bears. You have what, the savings bear, the investing bear.
Yeah. So I got a little sticker. Maybe a little bit easier to see the sticker because so here are the Four Money Bears, and so you've got saver, spender bear here. You've got saver bear, investor bear, and giver bear. And the concept here, Larry, is all right. So let me tell you what we did, and hopefully it'll get across to the audience. So when I started doing these elementary school readings, right, and I would bring the book to elementary schools, I was like, okay, gotta find a way to engage these kids, right? How are they gonna get excited about this present? Because money typically is a boring conversation, right? So there's what I call the 3 E's of public speaking. You have to engage, right? You have to educate, and hopefully entertain, make folks enjoy the experience. So I started bringing $100 bill with me, Larry. And I'd bring that $100 bill and I'd say, hey, kids, if I gave you this $100 bill, what would you do with it? And their response, not surprisingly, 9 out of 10 kids would spend. They'd use the money to buy something, shoes, Pokemon cards, something. It became an actual experiment. And it was fascinating. I would go to schools across the state of Texas, across the state of Florida, and the refrain would be simple. And so what it started showing us, Larry, is that children are conditioned to consume from a very early age. In fact, that's the first habit, financial habit they pick up from their parents, is their parents' spending habit. And so what we found is that kids at that age, they know 2 of the bears, right? They know spender bear and saver bear, but they haven't been introduced to the other 2 functions of money, which can be extremely important in their financial life journey, which is investing and giving. So that's really what we're trying to do here at a very early age, is just to open up the awareness of young people to the fact that you have more than 2 options. You've got these 2 other options that are together 4 that allows them to make the better financial decisions moving forward.
So these bears can help not just the elementary students, the middle school students, high school students, and even college students, right?
It helps grown people too. I can't tell you how many parents have said to me, Mac, I know this is a kid's book, but thanks for making it a little, not too kiddie. I'm learning stuff from this. Your Mac nuggets are coming through.
That's great. Now, these four bears are going to have some more friends, right?
Yeah, yeah, they are. So the second book we're working on and sort of expanding this world of the Four Money Bears is introducing children to the banking institutions and investing. So we're going to be introducing Banker Box Turtle, Lender Lion, Omnibus Owl, and Crypto Cat. We've got a lot of feedback from folks asking us to introduce blockchain, cryptocurrency, and the newer technologies that deal with finance, and we plan on doing that as well.
So you're not using that dog to represent the virtual currency?
No, we thought Crypto Cat had a better had a cooler ring to it, so we're going to go with Crypto Cat
Well, we're
as
looking forward to
our
that. So we're going to put links below to Berryville, to your books and all that. And also to and also your contact information for anyone who's to contact you to partner through the California Society of CPAs. We have many volunteers who do financial literacy events and have contacts. We'd love to help spread the word, spread the Four Money Bears. I'd love to do that and get it through the schools and through our communities. I really appreciate your time. And let's close with, so what's next for Finlit Tech? What's going to be going on?
So we view the Four Money Bears Berryville app, Larry, as sort of the on-ramp to a child's financial education journey, right? So imagine a track, a lifelong track of education. A response that we get frequently from folks is that the financial literacy materials that are out there a little bit staid, a little bit dated, and so what we're looking to do is we're looking to build multimedia financial education resources that meets the person where they are, right? And so the on-ramp, of course, is the Four Money Bears Berryville, but we're developing other resources within Finlit Tech to engage, K through 12 all the way through the full life cycle that a person's gonna walk the path, the financial life journey that they're gonna walk. So we've got a lot of great things coming. The app launches in a couple of weeks. I'm going to be speaking at an event here in Tampa called Synapse Summit. We're going to be launching the app there. I'm going to be speaking about fintech and how that can impact our community positively. So we've got a lot of great things in the works. And whenever someone like yourself, who has been a torchbearer for financial literacy for so many years, reaches out and says, "Hey, Mac, we need to share what we're doing here at Finlit Tech." It's an honor, Larry, really, to speak with you and join you on your journey and help the folks in California and the folks that you engage with on a regular basis. So thank you so much.
Well, thank you, Mac, and thank you for your time today. So look forward to seeing your next adventure.
For sure. And as I like to say, the journey continues.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.